The story of the so-called Ben Ishmael tribe is one of the most unusual and revealing episodes in American social history. Emerging in the 19th century, the Ben Ishmaels were a community of itinerant people who lived in and around Indiana, Ohio, and neighboring regions. Their origins remain debated, but they were thought to be a mixture of poor whites, free and formerly enslaved African Americans, and Native Americans. This blending of diverse groups created a community that defied the rigid racial categories and social hierarchies of 19th century America. The Ishmaels became infamous in the eyes of local elites, reformers, and government authorities. They were often portrayed as vagrants or gypsies, accused of crime, laziness, and moral degeneracy. Yet such descriptions reflect more about the anxieties of the dominant society than about the Ishmaels themselves. In reality, they sustained a semi-nomadic lifestyle, often working as laborers, craftsmen, and traders, and maintaining strong kinship bonds across generations. Their resistance to assimilation and refusal to fit into the agrarian or colonial molds of respectable American life made them targets of suspicion. By the late 19th century, the Ishmaels became central to the eugenics movement in the United States. Reformers like Oscar McCulloch cited them as examples of degenerate families to argue for policies of forced sterilization and social control. In this way, the Ishmaels were written into pseudoscientific narratives that sought to explain poverty and difference as hereditary flaws rather than products of structural inequality. Their erasure from mainstream history is directly tied to the ways in which American society punished those who lived outside its rigid boundaries of race, class, and social conformity. Today, the Ben Ishmael story is significant not simply as a curiosity, but as a reminder of how alternative communities of survival were pathologized by dominant society. It exposes how scientific racism and early welfare policies criminalized poverty, erased hybridity, and silenced communities that challenged the nation's ideals of purity and progress. To revisit the history of the Ben Ishmael tribe is to confront uncomfortable truths about how America has policed race, mobility, and nonconformity, and to acknowledge the path of those who lived outside its imposed borders.